Introduction. Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about Bob Ross, one of the most famous painters in modern American art. He's best known. He's a peaceful personality, and for his TV show, The Joy of Painting, where thousands of beautiful paintings were created in front of the audience. His artworks are reconciled all around the world, and even today are admired by millions of people. Early life. Bob Ross was born in 1942 in Daytona Beach, Florida. He grew up surrounded by nature, and many of his ideas later were inspired by the forests and lakes he saw chill. Before becoming an artist, he served in the U.S. Air Force, where his creative and discipline were developed. During this time, his love for painting was trenched, and he decided to dedicate his life to art. The Joy of Painting. In 1983, Bob Ross became famous when his TV show was broadcast on public television. The Joy of Painting became extremely popular because complicated techniques were made simple, and painting was presented as something fun and relaxing. During every episode, a complete landscape was painted in just 30 minutes. Mountains, forests, clouds, and were created using his famous wet on wet technique, which allowed the paint to be blended smoothly. Because of the show, art was taught into millions of homes, and many new artists were encouraged to try painting for the first time. Okay, as a group, we also choose the mention one of painting that we found especially interesting.
Bob Ross was advised not to paint people by his instructors on his landscapes because he was not very good painting portraits and in fact include people or animals was made more longer the process to record the TV shows. Bob didn't like painting chimneys on houses because he thought represented a human presence on his landscapes. Actually, he liked painting houses on his landscapes. A winter cabin is one of few moments when he painted a chimney on a house. There were only few moments when Bob's painted human figures on his landscapes. In Morning Walk, he painted a figure, two people walking through the forest. He painted a mysterious lake, and he used a darkness purple tone. The name of this painting is Campfire. On this work, Bob painted a campfire with a cowboy resting under the tree. Bob used color red and black to make a darkness painting. This was his least favorite painting.
We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. This iconic phrase was said by Bob Ross, and it was applied in many of his masterpieces. In his beloved program, The Joy of Painting, the happy little trees were taught in a calm and a friendly way. In the first chapter of the program, the piece called A Walk in the Woods, painted by Bob Ross in 1983, and it is considered his first public work. Believe it or not, according to the art newspaper, the painting has been valued at more than 9 million. However, the sentimental value is even greater because it is a realistic and a beautiful work of art. Now, imagine representing the beauty of the Alaskan mountains on canvas, resulting in Mystic Mountain. That is one of his most famous paintings, inspired by nature. How do you like that? For me, it is exciting and thought-provoking art. Brushstrokes of color were applied to express the core of his experience in the Alaskan mountains. In this painting, the wet on wet technique was used to achieve soft lines. Now, let's look at his work of art. For some viewers, black and white paintings might be seen boring or depressing. However, in an unusual case, for example, for a colorblind person, this painting can be considered the most beautiful. So, we can always judge a book by its cover. Because this painting was inspired by a colorblind person, Bob Mead, showing a relaxing and a calm environment, represented in shades of gray, like the name of this painting. Finally, this kind of art and the happy little trees should be appreciated, just as Bob said.
Hello, I will start by talking about painting Black River, which appears on the television show episode 6 of the second season. We can see a slow river was shown wading through colorful trees. Atmosphere, the last beast of the sunlight were caught, and a warm glow was shown on the banks. A beautiful vibe was given off. Technique highlights. Dark tones were put in so the water looked deeper. Trees and bushes were slapped on with quick strokes. Reflections were made by dragging the brushes sideways. Mood, a calm, chill feelings was created, with the river seen as a natural path through the woods. Hello again. The next painting is Brown Mountain, which appears on the television show episode 7 of the second season. We can see a summer mountain scene was painted with lots of greenery. Atmosphere. Viewers were asked to picture swimming in warm water or snoozing in the grass, so relaxation was pushed. A fantastic sense of ease was passed along. Technique highlights. Rugged peaks were carved out with a polished knife. Bright greens and browns were stacked to give depth in the valley. Soft clouds were swirled in with round strokes so the whole thing felt balanced. Mood. A peaceful but lovely mood was set, and the warmth of summer was beautifully shown. And the last painting is Peaceful Valley. I left this one because it's the one I like the most. Appears on the television show episode 8 of the first season. We can see a quiet valley was painted as one of Ross' first TV pieces. Atmosphere, gentle slopes, far-off mountains, and a calm sky were mixed together to give an untouched, interesting look. Technique highlight. His wet on wet streak was shown early, proving how fast valley scenes could be built. Lighter tones were added so distance was suggested. Trees and grass were dabbed in to give texture. Mood, a chill and welcoming vibe was created, and Rose's idea that painting should be fun and stress-free was reinforced in a terrific way.